Good morning. Been a while, YouTube. Here on a little job today. Got this section of trees here we're gonna clear out. He wants them all pulled up and stumps and roots and everything pulled out. And then they're gonna grade this for a building pad. So I'm gonna get a majority of things in here, but some of the bigger ones, he said he's got a logger coming to do some other work and he wants them to take those. Then I'm also gonna help them with a water line. They've got water line going from there all the way over to this building site, which is about 1,500 feet. Basically the issue is the old water line has some breaks in it somewhere and it's leaking. So they're actually gonna pull a 1-inch through that 1.5-inch PVC. So I just gotta dig out some here and some at the other end and probably once or twice in the middle. And he's got some guys that are gonna try to pull that through. So now the first thing I'm gonna do though is this is a drainage swale, ditch, whatever you want to say, that drops water off into a much lower ditch. And the riprap and everything's holding pretty good here against that fence, but this side over here is really washed out bad. There's some holes that I could go crawl into down in there. So while I'm waiting for those guys to get here and figure out what they're gonna do with the water line, I'm gonna come over here and pick out some of this big stuff and kind of regrade this and see what we can do here to fix this up. Got this fairly well cleaned up. Really could use a load of riprap here and make this a lot better. Tried breaking that concrete up. Some of those pieces are just like 18 inches thick, and they were not breaking apart no matter how I dropped them. So I did have riprap in the quote, but he didn't elect to use that yet. I have a feeling he might add it now, so we'll probably be back here to add a little bit more at some point, but that's the best we can do for now. And just tried to make it where it'll go more towards that fence area rather than back into that bank. So this swale kind of dug out over there and made it kind of shoot that way towards that fence. But let's get going on the tree work now. All right, progress so far. All the trees that I'm gonna take down are down. Pretty much everything's in a big pile. And I'm gonna go get the skid steer with the grapple and just kind of back drag this a little bit and pick out the rest of the remaining weeds and crap and put it over in the burn pile. And that'll be about it. All right, that is the finished product. I'm calling that rough grade. So we got most all the sticks and roots and crap out of here. There's a few little pinky-sized twigs sticking up left and right. But otherwise, got this thing looking a lot better. It was hilly and all over the place. I at least graded some nice curves and swales here. Let water flow down to that culvert. But ultimately, this whole thing's just gonna be flattened out and, you know, maybe one nice even bowl or slope down to that culvert down there. But for now, it's got a swale coming along that way, one coming along this way, one coming up through the center here. So, water will make it there. There's just a weird nub there and a big nub here. So, they're happy though, and like I said, when the big contractor comes, he can get these big trees. And I'll come back tomorrow, like I said, to backfill the water line. So there's what they got going on. This 2-inch PVC had a crack in it somewhere and was leaking water. So they put a 1-inch PEX through it all the way up to the meter. The 2-inch PVC, he said he just had a bunch of that when he installed this a few years back, so he just used it because he had it. It was oversized for what was needed. This does look a lot better. It was all grown up with a lot of weeds and trash and little trash trees, and now it looks good. The RT40 with the MTL root rake grapple did a good job. And got a big pile over there to burn. So I told him I'd help him out. This is only like 5 minutes from my house. Told him he gets that thing burning in a couple weeks, and after it burns down, let me know and I'll come over here and restack it for him and get it going again. So need to get it done before they decide to plant those fields. So probably got 2 or 3 weeks, I'd say.